Boom, boom. This is Kimberly. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so we got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded, so let's jump right into it. So we got quite a bit of mini events going on. We got nothing major. We should be having a draw event here coming up shortly. Probably sometime. They might actually do it over the weekend, so we'll just have to wait and see. Let's just cover the basics for right now. So we've got Zoo King's concert. As always, you definitely want to sweep this. As long as you get like an S, I think it is S, you'll be able to sweep it. But they do have really good rewards. So definitely make sure that you do play that and get all the rewards that you can out of it. I've decided to go ahead. I made a few changes, which we'll go over here in a second. But first of all, let's take a look. Standard for the daily event. Now, time limited event, we do have a Spirit Soul event up. So this is a chance to get some of the really good Spirit Soul shards that we sorely lack because they haven't been very generous with them, and they're still not being generous with them, but at least they're giving us some. So we've got as you can see, we've got SSS shards. So go ahead and use them as though that, but they've also got some really good stuff in here. They've got the actual Sea God sets, Spider Core, all that stuff is in here. So definitely want to go ahead and try to get that. You got to be careful because each of these down here was 5,000. These two are 5,000. So it could take, it could put a serious dent into your diamonds. So they've got that, and they've also got an Extended Bone event up as well too. So both of those events are going on, Spirit Soul and Extended Bone. They've also got the standard weekly events that go through each week. So just make sure that you're doing that. Now, I decided to go ahead. We had the Forge event here 3 days ago. That I decided, since they were being exceedingly generous with the actual shards, I just decided I'm going to go ahead and make Ma. He does a lot of AOE damage. I really don't have. Tanxian, Evil Eye, and Wu. They're pretty much, they're not really damage dealers from an AOE perspective. Yu is slightly, but again, her main strike is single target as well. So I thought since the shards are being generous, we're easily getting our hands on the shards for him. This chest that we've seen, this chest that's got him and Tanxian in it quite frequently. So I'll be able to actually make him without having to actually do any draws on him, I'm thinking. So I'll just decide to go ahead and get the shards. And the next event that comes up, I'll be able to get some more shards for him. So I may as well just go ahead and make him and start using him. I mean, he's going to be he'll be more powerful than Evil Eye. And I'll just move him into that position. And then when BB Dog comes out, we'll replace Ed Ming. And we'll be running, all of those characters. So that's the way, we'll be able to run 4 SP characters. We'll be able to move out Hugh a lot earlier than I projected. Now that I've got Mob, but that'll be 4 SP characters as a main team, which will be really good, and it'll allow me to progress through a little bit faster in some of the higher end events, because that's what it's going to take. So that's what I decided to go ahead and do. So that's what I spent all my stuff on the Forge on. I just went ahead and got as many of the actual shards and the SP chest as I could. I don't think that we're going to see. It's probably going to be a while before we see more than 2 characters in the SP chest event inside of any of the events. I don't think we'll start seeing that for quite some time, but I do expect that will be something that will be available to us, since they've got another level of characters, which is the SSP. So instead of an SP, it's SSP. My assumption is that they will be a little bit more generous with the SP character chests inside of the events. Okay, they've been pushing them out for quite some time, so there's obviously going to be ways to get them characters without having to actually do the actual Divine Soul event to get the shards that way. You'll just be able to get the shards from the chest. So that's what we're going to do. So I decided that since I can do that and I can run 4 attackers, I might as well just go ahead and do Ma. Okay. Uh, I've got just enough to bring him up and enough to bring BB Dong up, most likely. Um, and that's going to be all of my shards for all of my characters, most likely. So I'll have to start building up for anything after that. So it's going to have to be a little bit more of a slow pace after I get those 4, and I'll be focusing on those 4 and just start building up. But like I said, you can get 80, you can get between 80 and 100 S shards on a daily basis without even trying, as long as you have your assistant set up, assistant Woo set up properly to do the shop and whatnot. You can get easy between 80 to 100 without any problems whatsoever. So we'll be able to build it up pretty quick. But plus you get, you can get 30 or 40 shards just inside of the doing the daily. But it's actually that's in the time limited, and that's just the daily event that they put up here. You get 60 of the shards, and then you get a chance to choose 10 of the SS plus shards. So you can get those just that way, and then there's always chests available inside of the events if you're looking for them. So getting S shards is exceedingly easy. They've always made that something that's easy to be done. So as you can see, I'm up to 133. This is really not changing much in terms of the main team. I've still got Hugh, Evil Eye, Wu, and Tang San. Okay, so basically we'll just take out, once we get Ma, we'll probably replace him, Evil Eye, with that, and run Ma, Hu, Wu, and Tang San. And then what we'll do is we will replace, we'll probably, when we get BB Dong, if she's as powerful, they say that BB Dong is the most powerful of the SP characters, is what they're saying. Okay, I tend to believe it because they got Hugh right. So I would not have a problem at all replacing Hugh with BB Dong, and then Hugh would be the highlight of the second team, which is always needed. I mean, let's face it, if you want to advance and get some of the best rewards, you need to have 2 teams. So that's what we'll be doing. Is I'll just basically be running the first team, and divide the 2 teams up. Divide the SPs amongst the 2 teams, and I'll be able to make up 2 really powerful teams, which should allow me to advance and get more of the rewards that you need in some of the. Because the higher your ranking, the more diamonds you get over a period of time. So it's always good to keep 2 good teams and field 2 good teams. Okay, that's what I've been doing right now. My 2 main teams are set up, and I've got the only person that I'm actually using. That's as you can see, I've got the main team, and then I've got Inming, Ling Ling, Tang San, and Wu. Okay, are the SS plus Wu. Are the actual is my actual second team. So I'll be able to get rid of the SS plus characters and start moving in, and so I'll basically have 2 teams that'll be comprised of SP and Triple S characters, and that should help me advance pretty good, considering all of the Triple S characters will be maxed out, as well as the SP characters will be maxed out, except for their God status, of course, because that takes shards. But the way they're throwing the shards around for Tang San and for Ma Hongzhong, it's not it's not going to take a whole. It's something that you could do. You won't have to focus on the pools, the divine pools, to get the shards for them. You can just use the divine realm and just use those pools to get the new characters. And the chests and stuff are available for the other characters. Use that to build up your divine skill, your God status. Okay, so I mean, that's just the way I look at it. Plus the God status, is not, since they don't really have a fusion inside of this. It's a little bit different. See, there's no fusion that you have on the Triple S. So you need, so they don't really. It's set up a little bit different amongst the actual SP characters. Okay, to get to get the dev, you don't need to have the one in the front and the one in the back. Okay, because as you can, of course, it helps, as you can see. Getting Ma is also going to help out immensely with Asa stats, and this is one of the reasons that I'd been looking at the Destiny skills here and seeing what I wanted to do, and I noticed that just having Ma, while it's not required for the base, which is the soul rate, you can actually get a big boost on some of the actual skill sets and stuff by having all of the characters, even if you don't utilize them. So I decided that since they were off under shards, I'm probably going to be best to go ahead and get all the SP characters if I can. I decided to go ahead and do Ma because the shards are him for are always, the last two big events that we've had, there's been shards for him. And in this last the Forge event, they just had a bunch of shards for him. There was more than enough shards to actually create the character summoning. So I didn't quite have enough of the Iron Core source. The pulls on the Forge event, they're spotty. They were a little bit spotty the last time too, but I still managed to walk away with about 40 or so Ice Core, and I used those to get him. So I'm about, I think it's 150 to actually make the character, and I got 115. Okay, so basically I'm 35 short of where I need to be. Okay, so I should be easily able to get that inside of an event or two. If worse comes to worse, because I think I'm pretty sure the next new character is not going to be Bidong. I think it's going to be Ren. I think it's going to be SP Ren. And if worse comes to worse, I can possibly pull, maybe use the token and get 10 or so from that if I need to. Possibility. We'll just have to see what comes up. Since I will not be pulling for Ren at this particular time, since I've decided to go ahead and get Ma, I would like to have some AOE. Okay, and let's face it, when it comes to AOE, Ma is pretty much the best. So he can do a ton of damage. So that's that I decided he's going to be a lot more powerful than either Enming or Evil Eye. There's no doubt about that. While Evil Eye's not bad, he's the lowest damage on my team at this particular time, and he can easily be replaced. And getting Ma, and even a but he'll be fully maxed out. Ma will be fully maxed out at 5 Sun. It'll just take a little while to get his God, his God rating up. But we should be able to get that and get his skills active. And this will give me a lot more damage, and this should allow me to advance a lot farther inside of the actual hunting ground, which will allow me to get more of the 100k soul rings, which is what we need. As I've said, there's really the only way to really get them at this time is in the server event that they have whenever they have a Divine Realm pull. Okay, so we have to wait for a new character to be introduced, and they'll have that God's event. And if your server maxes out, you'll get a couple of the 100k. You'll get a chest with a couple. So that's the only way I've seen to get them so far consistently. You can get them in the Royal Hunting Ground, but you really got to get up to the higher levels before it's productive. And like I say, I've saved up a lot of shards for that, so I'll be able to do a lot of pulls. But that's the current goal. So extended bone event and a Spirit Soul event. So go ahead and jump on that, and hopefully this weekend we will see the new character be introduced. And we'll be able to get some more shards for what we're looking for. Other than that, everything seems to be going pretty good. There's just ways. Just keep racking up stuff. Work on your dragon. Okay. Do not neglect the dragon. Okay. This is one of the ways to get a lot of BP, and you do it just by upgrading everything. Just upgrading and ranking up your equipment. And your characters, all that stuff. You gather dragon power when you do that, and that allows you to rank this up. So, and that puts a lot of power in there. Also, make sure that you check your soul force. Okay, as you get new characters and whatnot, make sure that you place the proper ones in here, because you can get a lot of power with that. So when I get Ma, I'm going to come in here and activate that, and I guarantee you Evil Eye's probably going to go away and be replaced with Ma, and that'll rank up my Soul Force. Okay, so don't forget those two things. Don't forget the souls. Make sure that you do a pull on this each day. It's just 10, and you can get a lot of those inside of the sec trial, the sec boss, and that will allow you to do that pulls. I mean, you're not going to get the great stuff, but anything you can max it out. And plus, it allows you to, even if you can just rank up just one of your Martial Soul sets, you get more buffs added to your team. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it's just do a pull on it each day. Okay, even if you don't get something that you can use to rank up, you can still use that stuff to enhance. You want to make sure that you do enhance your actual, like these right here. You want to enhance these. Okay. So the shards that you don't use, you can enhance. Okay. And make sure that you do combine. Okay. You're not gonna the soul power that you need for enhancement. You're not gonna be able to get very much. Okay, 50. Once you start getting into the 60s and 70s, it's like 20,000 just to enhance it. Okay, but you can't combine the souls that you're using. Okay, and just fuse these, and make sure that you put them in the actual souls. Now these souls right here, these right here are the super martial souls. The only way you can get these is through that event that they have, the treasure event that they have, where you walk. You complete the daily events, and they give you steps, and you can just walk them through. When you get to, I think it's like 15 steps to get the first treasure chest, and then 30 to get the second treasure chest. Inside of those treasure chests is where you can get these super martial souls. These form a set. Have not seen the sparse star menu yet. My assumption is it'll be introduced we'll probably see it inside of the actual event. They have that event quite frequently. They've already had it a couple of times. It was a chance for me to get some of these sets that were a little bit more difficult to obtain, and it allowed me to get the super martial souls. This is a pretty good set right here. Okay, unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to get, but I mean, you just look at this. I mean, this is a team damage by 10%, so that's entire damage by 10%. Okay, so exceedingly good buff. A percentage, team percentage hit points by 50%. So these are, the numbers in this percentage ones are much higher than they are inside of the lower ones here that we've got. Okay, so definitely want to keep an eye on those and look out for these whenever you can get them. There's also you could also start using them. At first, I was not extremely hesitant about wasting my Battle Pass tokens on items, but you can actually get the Seahorse shards inside of here, and this is one of the sets. I think the only way that you can get a Seahorse shard is from within here. I've not seen it introduced anywhere else. Okay, even in that treasure event, you could get the 2 other shards that were needed, but the Seahorse was not inside of any of those chests. The only way to get it is within this. So due to that fact, I can see we're utilizing a token for it. As you can see, I've already done it just so I can make the set. So while I did not have any, while I was hesitant at first, since it does not look like they're going to be putting the remaining chests or the remaining outfits in here. Okay, it doesn't look like they're going to. They haven't done it yet. They might at some time, and if they do, I will of course look for it. So I'll probably keep 3 or 4 of these tokens in in the bank, but going ahead and purchase something for the Seahorse shard, because that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on the set that has the Seahorse shard in it, and getting the 2 chests inside of the event, leveling that up, and then utilizing the Seahorse shard. It's this one right here. It's the Sea Lance and the Sea Dragon. It had the reason I chose it is because it had attack immediately. Just activating the set with 0 stars got me a 20% attack, so I went ahead and go for that. You can get the Sea Lance and the Sea Dragon inside of that treasure event. You can't get the Seahorse. Okay, the only place I've seen the Seahorse is right here. There might be a chest that has him in it, but I don't see it very often. But I went ahead and used the 40 in here to get it, so that I was able to make it, and I was able to activate that set. So take a look at the sets. I mean, because that treasure event, you can purchase a numerous amount of chests. You need to be you need to take a few minutes to look at the sets that are being offered and choose the set that best suits. Like if you're dying, your team's maybe not surviving enough, look for a set that has defense and hit points. Okay, I'm not having any survival issues, so I'm focusing mainly on damage and attack. Those are the 2 stats that I'm looking to increase. So that's the shard sets, the Martial Soul sets that I'm choosing. Okay, so when I can get the chests, I choose the Dragonettes, and that's what I'm focusing on. Okay, is bringing these up. As you can see, there's a lot to choose from, and you really can't see these chests very often, these souls. They really don't. These are like these 4 right here that I've got pretty good setup on. You can get these just through, they give you chests and events. You can get some of those, but these right here, the Sea Dragon, the Sea Lance, the Civet, the Snake, the 7 Treasure, the Phoenix, and the Sauce, don't really see those very often. But you can get them inside of the treasure event. So make sure that you do participate in that when it comes up. It's very easy. If you just do your dailies, you'll complete the daily requests for it. It's just simple stuff. Log into the game, do 3 sea god battles, do the arena, just basic stuff. And you do that, you'll get the rewards, and that'll allow you to step through. And each time you step, you get shards. Okay, and then when you had, I think it's 15 for the first major chest, and then at that 15, you can have a chance to get the Super Martial Souls. Okay, I mean that's how I got those. Was from that event. So that appears to be the only way. I've never seen them anywhere else. So I'm hoping we'll see. I'm hoping that third Martial Soul is somewhere. I'm hoping. It might be purchased. You might have to purchase it. It's called the Sparse Star Menu. I'd like to get it simply because of the fact that it would increase my team hit points by 50%. That's a huge jump, So I would really like that. So I'll just, I'll be looking for it. If I see it, I might focus on it. But I got these inside of that treasure event. So my assumption is the third one will be. My assumption is you might need to get to. I've got to the first 2 treasure chests. I have not made it to the 3rd treasure chest in that event. That might be where you need to go to get the menu. I'm not exactly sure if that's doable from a free-to-play perspective. Okay, I know the 2nd chest is doable from a free-to-play perspective, because I've got it both times, and like I said, I haven't spent any money, so I know it's doable. They do sell some sell some of the steps inside of the shop, but it's like 750 per. And I think they sell 3 each day. So you might have to. I'm not sure. I'll do a little bit more. I haven't been focusing on the math of it. I'll focus on the math the next time they have the event up and see if it's possible. But I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't think that you can do the required amount of steps, even if you purchase those shards. And I've completed all of the actual requirements. I've fully maxed out the steps doing the missions. They're, like I say, just doing the game, you get them and you can complete them. I made sure that I complete the accumulation ones as well that accumulate over the course of the event, and I always get those as well. So I'm getting all of the mission steps, and I purchased some of the steps in the shop, but was never able to get within striking distance of the third chest. It's only been the first two. Hopefully that'll change, or maybe they'll offer that third soul somewhere. But I've definitely been keeping a lookout for it, because it would be a really nice set to make. But as you can see, there's no way to, really find out where it's at. Sometimes you can click on it, but yeah, I haven't actually seen anywhere to get it. But I'll be looking out for it. And if I do see it, I'll let you know. Okay, so that's all I got. So remember to do the Zoo King's card search, because that's a really good shot. And make sure that you do all of the extended bone and all of the Spirit Soul. I know it's seriously gonna impact your diamonds, but you need to do it. Okay, they don't offer this stuff very often, so when they do offer it, you need to take advantage of it and get as much of the stuff as you can. So it just started today, so you still got 3 days, which is why I'm thinking after this ends, this will of course be ending on Sunday. I'm hoping this weekend we'll see the actual event for the new character. I think it's going to be Ren, because I've seen advertisements for her. There hasn't been any front listing on when they're going to drop her. Usually the day before it drops, they post it on the main screen, and they'll tell you that the event's coming up the next day. So I'm expecting we'll see that tomorrow or the next day, that they're going to be having an event for the new character. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be, hopefully after Ren, we'll see BB Dong. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how many they're going to introduce. But Ren, definitely character. As I said, she's one of my favorite characters, but just not right now. Don't really need it. I think she's still going to be tank based. We'll have to see, because that's what she is in her SS Plus form. But like I say, what we're seeing in these, even in Ming, who's a triple S tank, he had damage capabilities. So I'm assuming we're going to see damage capability from Ren as well, as tank options as well too. So, but yeah, BB Dong and Wu are supposed to be the most powerful SP characters out there. At least that's what I'm hearing from the people who play on the China server. So that's what we're going to focus on. Those are the two we'll focus on, which is good, because like I say, BB Dong is my favorite. So we'll have to go from there. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. Kenrir, coming at you from the corner, signing out.